Good morning, everyone. Well, you saw from our last video that we got the Starlink and we had it installed. And I had mentioned prior that we would mount it up on the pole on the outside. So we have a fantastic neighbor. Our neighbor Lee, thank you very much, Lee, because I know you're watching this, gave us this little guy. And I'm going to show you what it is. And I'll show you how you can get it yourself as well. This is the adapter. This is a pole adapter. I'll kind of bring it into you. You can see the inside. It's clear through. Has a little indent that the mount from the dish mounts into. You can kind of see it right up here. And then it has threaded zerts on here for set screws. So inside the box comes this. It also comes with a little Allen hex key and different lengths of set screws. So that these set screws go in here. They have two different lengths. One is about a half inch, and then the other ones are about an inch. So that gives you a good variety of kind of putting in here. Our pull at the top is 1 inch. So what we're going to do is we are going to use the 1 inch set screws that'll allow it to encapsulate around the post. And overall, I don't know where it is. Aha. All right. So overall, we are right at, let me bring it back into the screen here, 3 inches. So you have a lot of variety that you can do with that post. So like I said, we're going to bring into our 1 inches all the way around, and that should be enough to grab the top of that. So we're going to go outside, but before I do that, they also come with clips if you want to mount them. This is more for like a fixed building, but it will work on our pole, and we'll take it with us. So now we'll go outside, and we'll show you how I'm going to mount this guy up top. Okay, so we're back here at the back of the beacon, and here's our WeBoost post. And you can see at the top there we have the WeBoost antenna on there, and we're going to go at the very top of that. So what we'll do now is we'll pull this the WeBoost antenna off because we don't need it anymore, and we'll still utilize this post. Now yes, this post is still zip tied because I haven't mounted the mounts to it, but I'll put a mount here and I'll put a mount up there once we're able to clean the unit and get those on in a more permanent fashion. So I'm going to jump up there real quick, and we'll pull that one off, and then we'll film it from up top. So okay, so here's our WeBoost antenna. I'm going to pull down the rest of the coax, and then we'll go up top, like I said, and we'll put the mount up. Okay, so we're on top of the roof here, and you can see that guy's right there. And we're going to take this guy, and I've kind of pre-thread these on. Bear with the camera angle here real quick. Okay, so you can see it's mounted up here like so. What we'll do is we'll go through and we'll tighten these 6 down real quick. And in case you're curious, that is a 2.5 millimeter hex key. In case you lose the one that comes with it, that's all it takes is a 2.5. So we'll mount that guy real quick. And that is that. So now we'll run down, we'll get that dish, we'll be right back. Alright, so one thing we did discover, we forgot about, was the cord. So you got to fish your cord up through here before you mount your your bracket to the top. This, I'm not gonna lie, would be 100 times easier to do on the ground and then extend your pole up. It is very cumbersome to try to get up the ladder with the dish and trying to hold on. So trick of the trade. Try that first. And this pole has a kind of a clear plastic on the top of the pole right here. You could take that off with this little screw here. For the time being, I'm leaving it on. Also, there's a little black mark here that coincides with the little nipple on the inside. So because we know which way that has to face, we have ours facing due north. So we're kind of working this down until we are in place on. I want to make sure that these set screws are not pinching your communication wire. And repeat the process. Equal across your set screws. Alright, so we haven't tightened those yet because we're going to put the plug into the dish. Again, just like prior, only goes one way and then it tucks into place. And okay, so I lied. Our circle here, or our black indent, I had it 180 degrees off, so we're going to turn it around so that we are back where we need to be. And now we'll go through and we'll tighten our set screws down. Again, that's a 2.5 millimeter set screw, hex key. And the main reason we move this is we are getting new neighbors today, and this would have been blocked by their camper. Again, make sure your cable is not being pinched by your set screws. And it doesn't have to be this particular one. A lot of people use the flagpole. And like I said, once we get this to be washed, we'll mount it over here off of the ladder so it'll be a little easier to go up and down. But basically that's all. One key point that I want to mention is you definitely want to put your dish into stow mode before you move it around. So that's what we did. We put it in stow mode, and now Beth will go plug it in and she will go through the whole process again of acquiring signal. And you'll see this guy move here in just a second. Okay, there we go. And now it is searching for your satellites, and you'll see that it'll kind of do its little thing. And we'll find our dishes. And that's all you need to do. So we're going to go back through our app. I know it's probably really hard to see, so if we need to do this on a screenshot, we will. We're going to check for obstructions, and it's going to ask to use your camera. And we're confirming the dish style that we have, and we are ready. So we're going to point up, because that's where our dish is. We're standing directly underneath our dish. And you'll see the little green dots on your screen. And then you hit view results. So, as you can see, this is a great place for your Starlink. So, we are good to go. Alrighty guys, sorry to cut in here. I know I'm disrupting the flow of this video here. When I was putting this together, I realized that I forgot kind of an important part that we picked up after we made this video. And that is wiring. When the wire goes up through the post and goes into the Starlink. As you see, we had pulled that cap off, that adapter cap, and then slid the wire underneath it and then put the cap back on it. I want to do something a little different that'll make that flow a lot easier. So what I'm going to do is I'll drill a 1/2 inch hole into that post, and then I'll just run the wire up and it'll come up the top and then go into the sleeve, into the Starlink. I think that's going to be better. Also, depending on where I put that, I will put like a little weather stripping around that hole so that chafing doesn't get onto the cable. I was going to show you, but it's not here. But get onto the cable and we don't interfere with that cable and possibly ground that out. So we'll go back to the video. I just wanted to cut this in real quick and kind of show you guys, or not show, but explain. I knew that there was an instance there to where that was going to become a problem in the future, and that's how we're going to mitigate it. So back to the video. Okay, so as you can see through our mounting of this, we've moved it off the ground. We do have some excess. We'll move that back inside and tidy that all up. But it is now up top. Went together pretty simple. My recommendation is to mount it down here and then telescope it up. Now there's a little bit of weight on there, so it's whatever works best for you. But trying to work around the ladder that's not really designed for that could put yourself in a fall position, which we don't want to do, and we don't want you to do that either. So I just want to kind of go through and show you a quick way to put that up. And it takes about 15 minutes after you kind of hook it up to get fine-tuned to where it needs to be and get you back up to, you know, we were at like 157 megabytes per second, so phenomenal speed, and we're in a not favorable location for Starlink, so it's awesome. So that was just our quick mount. How to get it off the ground and get it up onto a telescoping pole, and I'll show the link for the pole mount down in the description. If you guys got any questions, let us know, and we'll see you guys next week. Thanks again. So we talked earlier in the video about getting parts and accessories. Easiest way to do it is go to your Starlink app, which you see here on our homepage, and then it'll fire up here, and then you just scroll down to the bottom of your page and you will hit shop. Okay, so this is where you can find travel cases, you can find the router, you can find wall mounts, everything you want. You can pretty much find it here. They'll even sell the poles, extra cables, if you get into a pinch to where you need to have you know, extended cabling. You can get all of that stuff here. So this guy right here, the $37, is the pipe adapter. This is what we used for the pole to mount it to the top, to the Starlink. Pretty simple, and they give you instructions and everything like that, so it's easy peasy. And that's how we got, well, you saw how we got ours, but that's how Lee, once again thank you, got his. And they have all kinds of options through here, and that's in the app, and that's under the store.